Hello, my name is Kira. This is Elle, and if you dislike me, I'm gonna write you in my death note. And this is the first episode of the Can of Worms. I'm gonna talk about what's happening on Can of Worms show. Yeah, I'm really good at naming shows. Anyway, before I start, I'm gonna say, yeah, cosplay. This is my first cosplay ever. I mean, I know it's a really simple thing, but I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I'm really hoping that I can make a bit more elaborate, a bit more fun kind of stuff in the future. So yeah, it's my first anime convention ever actually. Sorry. That was awesome. Anyway, now I'm gonna explain what the show is. So the show is, if you don't live in Australia, essentially it's a talk show where they talk about different issues, and I love some of the questions and I really love the discussion. In fact, I've got a friend who jeez, what am I doing? A red footer for my bloody, even though they're not so bloody hands, which just look like my hands are really crappy, like they're white and red and all splotchy. Anyway, so it's a show where you've got like yes no kind of questions with social issues, and I really love it because it really opens up a really interesting kind of dialogue. So I wanted to open up said dialogue via YouTube. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing questions from the first season, which was last year, Saturday and Sunday, and hopefully on the Monday I will be posting the questions from this current season, which is starting on Monday. I'm not sure if I'll necessarily be able to post the first ones on Monday because I asked the people who are running the show via Twitter what they were going to be and they didn't release them. I'm going to try and make a couple of questions that have been released via ads. Whether or not those are necessarily going to be the first ones is a different question. But it's all a bit but I can do the first season. And also all the subsequent weeks, like second week, third week, fourth week, should be able to post them on Monday because they usually reveal them at the end of the previous episode. Anyway, so our question today, as me being the god of the new world, so I can have my opinion. Probably should take this off, it's been a random costume. It's my manifest card. Is it offensive to call someone a bogan? And I'm going to start off by saying, and admittedly I was planning on putting these on before, but I completely forgot. My answer is no. We can just imagine that there was a yes here, so it would look cool. This hand. So yeah, my answer is no. Admittedly, this is one that I've wrangled with a bit, and the main reason is it's just something that's never really affected me. And the reason is bogan is just one of those words that I don't use and my friends don't use, so it's nothing that really is a big deal. For those of you who don't know what a bogan is, either because you're not Australian or you're Australian and you still don't really know what it means, because admittedly I wasn't really certain what it meant. Anyway, like I had a vague idea. It's essentially a redneck, or for the people that don't know what a redneck is, it's essentially someone who is very kind of laid back, wears kind of like flannel, tracksuit pants, drinks a lot of alcohol, that kind of stuff. And the reason that I say that it's not offensive is because it is kind of interesting, and I've kind of wrangled with it. But because it does have negative inflections, but I'm not necessarily certain if it's offensive. For starters, there are quite a lot of people who, if you say, oh, you're a bogan, they're proud to be a bogan, and they'll also bogans call other bogans bogans. And I don't really see it as a big deal. I kind of see it like if you say someone's a nerd. Like, I think in some ways there's, oh god, my thing's being weird. My hand's being weird from the permanent marker. I think in some ways it's not necessarily the word, but it's more the stigma attached to it, and I think it's kind of like, the way that I see it is that, and I know it's kind of offensive, probably a bit offensive to use this kind of example, but it's essentially if you call someone an Asian, Someone might say, oh, well, you're being offensive because you call them an Asian. But I mean, it's just saying, oh, well, they're from Asia. That's not really offensive. If you say, oh, look at that, insert expletive or negative adjective in Asian. So look at that, Asian. Then it's offensive. And you could say the same with a nerd. If you're just like, oh, that guy's a nerd, that can be cool. I mean cosplay nerd. If you go to Manifest, and you're just like, look at all these nerds. Like, oh my god, because it's so much fun. Because I bought this and I bought like tons of other crap that I didn't need that I loved. Loved it there so much. I could spend all my money there. So much fun. Can't wait until another convention comes around. Anyway, you could go to something like that and be like, oh, there's a bunch of nerds. Cool nerds, duh, because you've got freaking awesome costumes and you've got people dressing up as Pikachus and freaking Ichigo from Bleach, and I don't even remember half of them. I just remember they're fucking awesome. I didn't even know quite a lot of the people. I was just like, you look fucking awesome. I have no idea who the hell you're supposed to be, but you look awesome. Admittedly, it made me feel like, ugh, I'm a bit underdressed. But you can't, unless you say something like, oh, you're a loser, or you have no social life. That's different, obviously. Because I mean, if you say, you effing, I don't want to censor, you fucking, maggot, faggot, whatever terrible words you want to put. If you say that and then say, oh, you're an Asian, or oh, you're black, or oh, you're blah, 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 then it's offensive. If you just say, you're a nerd, or you're a bogan, not really. And yeah, as I said, it's not really something that really affects me, so I don't really have, that's pretty much the best I can do in terms of explaining why I say no, and also because I think people are a bit, like, I think they shouldn't take everything too seriously. Like, obviously I understand there's, like, bullying and stuff, but I mean, you're just like, you're a bogan, it's just like, I'm gonna sue you, you're so mean. Get over it. It's not that big a deal. Anyway, before I touch the buttons and turn you off, I want to say, actually, I don't want to say, that does. Please subscribe to Sam's channel. Please comment and like and comment and share and video response if you want. Yeah. I totally agree. Let's keep the conversation going. Be sure to use Twitter, actually, because there's lots of really cool interaction in that TV show with Twitter and Facebook, with opinions of everybody. I'm gonna shut up now. Okay. Bye.